Well, Jeff Gray is my favorite color. Oh, did a couple artists yesterday. If I knew Picasso, I would buy myself Jeff Gray guitar and play. Mr. Jones and me tell each other fairy tales, and we look at the beautiful women. She's a looking at you. Oh, I don't think so. She's looking at me, smiling in the something. Found myself Jeff Gray guitar and I. What's up, everybody? Here's a video from Jeff Gray. Jeff Gray is an OG, original gangsta. He has been doing this for a long time, 10 years at least. He now does this thing where he just puts God bless the homeless, God bless homeless veterans, and he stands in public places where he's allowed to be and assemble with a sign. And he does it peacefully and lawfully. Well, he's at the St. Augustine VA. He's doing that thing. And, here comes overzealous. I work out 4 times a day. You're going to listen to me, cop, to put an end to his peaceful First Amendment activity. And he's so brash and so cocky and thinks he's right, even though the whole time he's wrong. So if you don't want to hear me talking, go watch the original. That's going to be linked in the description because I'm going to be pausing and interjecting my opinion.
Greetings, everyone. This is Jeff Gray. I am here at the Veterans Administration Clinic, little hospital here in St. Augustine, Florida. And I'm going to stand out here with my God Bless the Homeless Veteran sign and advocate compassion and goodwill towards the homeless veterans. Because sadly, a large amount of the homeless folks that you see out there are actually veterans. It's pretty sad. So I'm just going to stand right here in this public area by this public bench and say, God bless the homeless, and please pray for the homeless veterans, and spread some goodwill. God bless the homeless veterans. How's it going? You have ID?
There you go. How's it going? It's going. Got ID? He's already confrontational. He's already ready to escalate. He's already ready to lay down his feelings, which he believes is a law, and it isn't.
ID?
Yes.
Why do you want my ID?
Because you've been asked to leave and you refuse to, so now
He's not been asked to leave. He has not been asked to leave.
I'm detaining you because you're trespassing after warning.
They never asked me to leave.
I've been told that you were asked to leave. Hey, buddy. Did you ask him to leave?
My partner did.
Okay, good enough. So you have been asked to leave.
What's my ID?
That's not your ID.
Sorry?
Dude, don't respond with me, bro. Where's your ID?
It's my ID right there.
Where's your ID?
I think he handed him 2 letters that say ID. And beta male deputy doesn't like it.
What's your name, badge number?
Where's your ID?
Mcdonald?
Where's your ID?
Do they want me to leave?
Yes, they want you to leave.
All right. Why do they want me to leave?
Because you're trespassing, okay?
I'm engaged.
They have every right. They have every right.
Trespassing on public property. Again, this guy doesn't know how trespassing works, and then you're going to see that he doesn't understand how public and private property work. This is a common theme amongst police in all these videos. They just think they can say what's public and private, and their feelings trump what's actually true and factual.
To not have people on here, if they don't want you here, they don't have to have you here. So
I'm just saying, God bless.
Now he's saying that they could just tell anyone to leave public property if they don't like them or don't want them there. Which, again, I don't believe is true. If you're allowed to be there and you're not doing anything unlawful, then you're allowed to be there. End of story.
If they won't trespass me, I'll leave.
okay, that's all we're asking. I'm not going to even trespass you, but I am going to ask you to leave, okay?
Well, I'd rather not.
Okay, well then now I'm going to trespass you. So give me your ID.
Oh, you want to be able to exercise your rights in a public place? Now I'm going to trespass you. Now who's doing the violation here?
You don't need my ID for.
Yes, I do.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do. Listen, bro.
You don't need it for.
Listen, don't.
Listen, bro. Listen, bro. The fact is, he doesn't need his ID to give him a trespass warning. Jeff knows better than most cops.
Don't play this game that you act like you know more than you. You can video me all you want.
You got one or two choices.
You
got one or two choices. McDonald.
Whoa. You're not going to act like I act. You're not going to act like I'm the alpha here. You're not going to act the way that I act. Watch the option, how Jeff gives him options. I love this.
You got one or two choices. You can recognize that what I'm doing is constitution protected activity. No, shut up and let me finish.
Oh, you hurt my feelings. Now I'm going to batter you.
Finish what I'm telling you. You can recognize that this is constitutionally protected activity and respect my rights, or you can violate my rights and I'll strip you of your qualified immunity. Which one's it going to be?
If you don't give me an ID,
I'm not giving you
I'm
ID.
going to place you under arrest.
I'm not giving you
Well, I'm the one that gives ultimatums, not you. I'm the one that gives ultimatums. Look at me. I just got back from working out. I'm swole.
All right.
You got to go this way, huh?
So Jeff is now being arrested for assembly and speech in a public place. He's literally engaged in 2 of the 5 things guaranteed in the First Amendment.
I'm violating your rights, bro. Nuts.
Yes, you are.
You do not know how to. You do not understand how this works, do you?
No, you don't understand that you swore an oath to the Constitution. All he's doing is exercising the first law on the books, the very first law on the books, which I'm 90% sure you couldn't recite. He's doing it in a public place, and you're stopping him.
I asked to leave once by security, okay? I asked you for ID. I wasn't even going to trespass you. But you refused to abide by my commands.
My commands?
Yes, so I can trespass you from this property.
He doesn't need ID to trespass him.
Do what you gotta do, man.
It was a freaking easy thing, man. I'm not contacting you.
Way too cocky to contact my supervisor. That's hilarious.
Okay, I'm not contacting you. All right, brother. Sorry.
Can you grab my camera off the thing there, too? What's up there?
You do everything you want to do. There's a difference. If you weren't asked to leave by them, then I don't have a right to ask for your ID.
Now it's time for him to cop-splain everything. And once he realizes it's Jeff Gray, then all of a sudden, he turns into a cop-splaining little coward.
But since they were so kindly to ask you nicely to leave the first time and give you a warning, I then have it.
Leave for what reason?
Right, I don't have to hear it. I don't have to hear it. No. I don't have to hear it. Once they've asked you to leave, you're therefore trespassing after warning, okay? That's when I come up, I can therefore rightfully, legally detain you, okay? And ask you for ID so that I can properly give you a trespass warning. Now,
Nonsense. Look, this whole time it sounds like he's trying to convince himself.
you don't want to freaking give me that because you think you're well within your rights to not give that to me. But that's not the case. Okay?
That is the case. Florida Statute 901.151. Unless you are already committed a crime, you do not have to ID. And he's not committing any crimes. And he's not trespassing.
And I just explained it to you why you have to give it to me. And that is the lawful and legal guidelines of what it
Wrong.
means for trespass. Well, you don't have to. When's the last time you read legal guidelines?
I guarantee Jeff knows more about the law than you.
When's the last time you read Florida legal guidelines? When's the last time you read Florida legal? When's the last time?
You only have
Yes.
to ID.
That is completely untrue. That is. I'm not putting up with this. That is.
I'm not putting up with this factual legal stuff. I want to go by my feelings.
That is not true. And I hate to break this. No, I'm right and you're wrong. Okay. We're not gonna have this debate.
Yeah, because you have no argument. Jeff read the laws and you haven't.
like you that think you know people like me, and that think you know the law better than we do. I don't want to get it.
Jeff does know the law better than you do. You moron. Man, you guys will just make a fool out of you. What? You've obviously haven't read the law, officer, and he has. And you're making a fool out of yourself. Why do you want this to be your story on the internet? Why do you want this to be your legacy? Why not just read the law and go by the law instead of your training?
Listen, man, I'm not. Oh, come on, really? Dude, come on, man. Don't even try that stuff, okay? I was like, the fact that you think all you had to do was just give me your ID, bro. That's it.
That's all he didn't have to do. All you had to do was surrender your right to privacy guaranteed under the Fourth Amendment. That's all you had to do.
Just had to give me your ID so I could understand that I'm engaged in public property. Listen, this is Brandon, this is private property. Okay.
Oh, this is private, but public access. But it's private, but it's public access. But it's private, but it's private. I wish they would listen to themselves.
Private property. They allow public access onto this property, and they refuse access to this property to anybody they want. Federal facility? Yes, 100%. Private property? Yes, it is. Well, now you do. Federal facility is private property? Yes, it's private property. It's private property, and it's open to public access to those who come here and seek care. And they can have anybody they want trespass from this property.
Not true. You can't just remove anybody they want for any reason.
They deem rightfully so, bro. This is private property. Okay? It's private property.
It's not private property.
Open to public access. Granted, public access. Public people can come onto this property and seek help. It's the VA. I get that part. But the part is they can refuse care and they can refuse access to people they choose and deem.
Anyone they feel like, right? Wrong.
No, it's not public property. It's not. Okay? It's not public property. That's how they're able to trespass people. Don't you understand that?
Yes, it is public property. You're doing an unlawful trespass.
It doesn't matter. They can refuse. They can trespass anybody they want from this property.
Wrong.
I do it at the other hospital all the time.
I violate people all the time. Just because you're the only one resisting, you must be wrong.
Jeffrey Gray. No wonder.
You hear that? He just realized who he was, and he goes, "Oh, Jeffrey Gray, no wonder." Now his whole demeanor's going to change. Now that he knows that Jeff actually knows what he's talking about and the cop doesn't, he's going to try to convince himself and then another cop here in a second.
No, you and I haven't met. This is the first time. I've heard of you. You're quite the name. At the sheriff's office, you know.
All right, well, hopefully whether you like me or not, I'm always trying to be respectful. All right.
Well, so far we're good now. But we weren't a minute ago.
Well, we're good now that I know that you actually know what you're talking about, and you probably know more than I do. But a second ago, you were just some regular nobody who I could alpha male and push around with my costume and badge.
Listen, I'm going to let my supervisor come here, and I'm going to let him determine what we're going to do.
Oh, now we need a higher up. A second, when he asked you for a supervisor, you laughed at him like, who do you think you are, little peasant? I'm not going to get no supervisor. Oh, wait, you're Jeffrey Gray. Let me call my supervisor and see what he has to say about all this.
All right. Here's my problem. Here's the problem.
Here we go. More cops playing. Here's why you should just obey me. Because I have a costume. And I'm going to try to convince myself here.
You go by Jeff?
Jeff, yes.
You go by Jeff? Okay. So, here's the problem I have. Okay? Obviously, you've got me recorded, which is fine. You're well within your rights to record me all you want. But, I realize that you do a lot of posting and stuff like that, which, that's completely okay.
So he brings up two things that are bothering him, and then says they're both okay. Obviously, they're not okay, or you wouldn't bring them up, or they'd be irrelevant, wouldn't they?
But my problem is, if I'm well within my rights to arrest you right now, and
nonsense. Well within your rights.
There's no doubt about that. Okay, But my
No, there is a doubt about that. That's the disconnect right there. That you can't admit that you're probably wrong.
problem is like, if I decide to just cut you loose and just, hit you with a trespass, and the thing is like, they may not even want to trespass you. They may just want to cut you. You know what I mean? Granted, I can still arrest you on trespass after morning based on the fact that I told you to leave multiple times, and they did. But they may not even want to even issue the trespass
He wasn't trespassing, dummy.
warning, so you can still come back here for care if you need to. You know what I mean? Because you are a veteran, you do have rights to medical attention at the VA, and I don't want to deny you that. And it's not that I want to but I don't want to be like a goddamn story on your freaking thing that I was in my wrong, because I know I'm not.
Yes, you are wrong. You are wrong. Get it through your head. Read the actual law. This is disturbing how your ego and your cognitive dissonance will not let you admit that you're wrong and you've been doing your job wrong for a very long time. That's why they can't back down, because they would have to face all the things they've done in their career has been wrong.
So if I'm nice and I cut you loose, it's one thing. And if I cut you loose and I'm nice, instead of arresting you, then I look like a schmuck. You ever dealt with Jackal?
You look like a schmuck now. You're acting like a schmuck now. You don't know the law, schmucky schmooky.
I'm very familiar with his work.
Okay, so this is my supervisor, Corporal Reese.
Go ahead.
All right, so I show up. Mr. Gray, Jeff,
Gotcha.
was standing over there with a sign.
Okay.
Man, his tone surely changed, didn't it?
Security comes out, and I ask security, I say, hey, did you guys already ask him to leave once? And he goes, yes, my partner did, the other security guy.
Okay.
I said, good. I said, okay. I said, at that point, well, within my rights to ask for his ID, I said, at the time I didn't know it was Jeff. I said, hey, can you give me your ID? He says, I don't have to do that. And I said, all right, well then just go. Just leave then. I was like, you know what? Let's not even worry about a trespass warning. Let's just get you out of here.
Sure.
Okay? So at that point, he didn't want to leave. So then I was like, all right, give me your ID. Now we're back to square one. Give me your driver's license, your ID, whatever you got.
Sure.
He goes, I don't have to do that. I said, you damn sure do have to give me your ID.
Right.
I guess because you've already been warned by security, by person of employment at this office, that you needed to leave. Okay? So I have every right to detain him. I have every right to hold him here. I have every right to identify him for a trespass warning, which he didn't feel like I had the right to do.
Sure.
And I explained to him that was not the case. Okay? I explained to him that the case would be, if nobody had warned him to leave here on a trespass warning, that then it was a consensual encounter, and then he could just walk away.
That's correct.
So at that point, he wanted to, continue. And once the cuffs started going, he goes, all right, I'll go ahead and leave. And then, and I said, no, it's too late now. So here we are.
Too late now, you hurt my feelings.
Okay.
Okay, so I got all of his stuff. I brought him over here. Once I saw the ID, I'm very well aware of his work.
Sure.
And he wanted to challenge me that this was public property, and I assured him that it's private property, but it's open to public, but it's open for public access. And these people have every right to trespass and keep anybody from coming on this property that they deem they don't want coming on this property.
Elmer Fudd, that they don't want here.
Even though
Should be a lawful reason, not because they don't want them there. That's discrimination.
it's federal.
I don't recall the security guard asking me to leave.
Okay, well that's
He said something like, I
That's
don't know
fine.
if you can do that here or not.
Okay.
We're going to check.
well I've
And I guess
confirmed it
while
with
they
the other
were
security
checking,
guy.
they called you guys and said, just come back out and talk.
Okay, and that's what they do sometimes because they don't want confrontation. They don't want to deal with anything physical. Nor do I. So I'm at the point now, while I'm in between, as to what do you think I should do?
Do what you'd like. I wasn't here for the
What made you second guess yourself now that you know it's Jeff Gray? You moron.
interaction, so it's your discretion.
My thing is, dealing with everything that we're doing in the jail and the COVID, I could vouch to just cut you loose, and you be on your way, and we're good. But then again, I turn into a goddamn Facebook message on his thing, where he tries to, smear me, and all I had.
I turn into a Facebook message where he tries to smear me. All he's doing is recording the actions and your words. You're doing everything else. You're choosing your own, you're willingly doing what you're doing at your own free will. Jeff is not making you do anything or making you look any way. You're doing it all by yourself. Again, deflecting responsibility. Cops cannot take responsibility for their actions. They just can't do it.
Do was arrest him and avoid any of that.
Right. Yeah.
Smear me, and all I had to do was arrest him and avoid any of that.
Right.
All I had to do was arrest him to keep him from smearing me? No, arresting him makes you look even worse. My goodness, listen to this thought process.
Yeah.
And then you have the other blue waffle. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
So I'm going to talk to him for a minute. Jeff, I'm going to have you just for the time.
I'm going to talk to him and try to conspire a way to get the way I want without using the actual law or having to read anything, and just work our way around the Constitution here. And we'll be back in a minute. I mean 45.
I'm going to have you just sit in my car, okay? Okay. So my sergeant sort of explained to me, did he explain to you that we're just going to forward charges today?
Okay.
Right, he explained that to you, right?
Yes.
Okay, so that's what we're going to do, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and undetain you.
Undetain.
Right now, I'm trespassing here, or I don't know
Actually,
what's the
no,
status.
they actually did not trespass you. But that being said, you can't. They made it very clear because you are a veteran,
Yes.
and they don't want to deprive you of any medical facility if you ever need anything. And I get that. And that was I was 100% okay with that. But they did advise. That being said, you cannot be up here doing what you're doing. Okay, so
You cannot be up here lawfully engaged in assembly and speech, is what this cop just told a veteran about a public property that he pays for.
if you are up here doing it, then we're just going to go through this whole process again. It's the same thing.
If you dare to come up here and exercise the rights that I swore to protect, I'm going to put you in handcuffs again.
That's not gonna happen.
And that's fine, and I didn't want it to happen to begin with, but here we are. So, but if you still need medical assistance, you're a veteran. You have the right to come up here and still get your medical treatment. Okay? All right. I think I've got everything. I've already got all your information.
Pretty good.
Yeah. I think.
So all you have to do in this free country to get put in handcuffs is hold a sign on public property. This is so sad. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. Peace, tranquility. Please subscribe to Jeff Gray. He's one of the best out there and the originals in this movement. Please subscribe to me, John Filax, or Filax, if you're hooked on phonics. Please leave a comment, any comment. Leave a number, leave a letter, leave a Greek symbol, leave a tattoo, leave an emoji, leave anything. And hit the thumbs up and share on your social. And thanks everyone for watching, and John's Coin Rings and Activism News Network and. No, and then. Mr. Jeff Gray and me, you should subscribe to both of us, 'cause we stare at the beautiful women. She's a looking at you. I don't think so. She's looking at Fifi.